At the end of the day, you cannot control what people are going to take you as, perceive you as, and what they judge you instantly when they see you. Especially for a black man like myself, having tattoos, before I got, my neck and my hands and things like that, that was put into my mind before I even stepped into the tattoo world. But some people either be like, dang, that tattoo might look better on me. Let me tell him I don't like it so he won't get it, and then you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? I've had experiences like that. I've shown people certain tattoos and I was like, bro, I think this is really dope. I've told them the deep meaning behind it. And they're like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think it's the best. I'm like, copy. And then a couple months later, what happens? They pop out with a similar or the exact same idea I had, just change the color or something like that. So be careful who you tell your tattoo ideas to. YouTube, what's poppin', man? It is your boy Kinglonnn vlog, man, and welcome back to another video. If y'all are new to the channel, man, this is my lifestyle channel where I provide everything in my life to y'all, praying that I can communicate to y'all some type of relatability. You know what I'm saying? Because we all more than likely are living some type of the same life in some dimension. You know what I'm saying? If y'all are returning to the channel, man, appreciate y'all for coming back and welcome back to the channel. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, we are doing a full tattoo tour of your boy. This has been one of my top 3 requested videos to make, man, and I'm finally bringing it to y'all today. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. This is how I'm going to break down my tattoos. So I'll start with things like why I got tattoos, my first tattoo, the most painful, my least favorite, most favorite. You don't want to miss this video. I'm praying to give y'all some insight on the tattoo world, man. I get stopped for my tattoos and my ink all the time, every day. There isn't a day where tattoos aren't a topic in my discussion. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. The reason I got tattoos, honestly, and I think the easiest way to answer is this, and the most authentic way to answer is this, is because people around me had tattoos. Now, again, depending on the people you're around, that answer could be different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would probably say their favorite artist or athlete or anything like that had tattoos, but for me, it was because growing up, dad has tattoos, my mom has tattoos, my brothers have tattoos, cousins have tattoos, aunts, nieces, nephews, uncles, things. Nieces and nephews don't have tattoos. Chill out, got a little carried away. Anyway, the reason I got tattoos is because I love to creatively express myself. Now, of course, perspectives can change, beliefs can change. A lot of people have tattoos that they regret, but for me, I don't regret any of my tattoos because I believe the reason I got them at whatever certain time I got them was because it served its purpose at that specific time, if that makes sense. Like, I may have a certain saying right here, I may have a certain saying on the left arm, right arm, back, and whenever I got it was because I needed that at the time, or I wanted to express myself creatively at that time. And I think tattoos are a great way to create art to create art on your own body. And at the end of the day too, it is a conversation starter. Most people will see you and ask, wow, I like your tattoo. What was the sole reason behind it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a great way to start a conversation. I think it's a great way to find some type of relatability between you and maybe a stranger or someone you haven't seen in a while, anything like that. And I think it's a great way to alter your appearance. At the end of the day, you cannot control what people are going to take you as, perceive you as, and what they judge you instantly when they see you. Especially for a black man like myself, having tattoos, before I got, my neck and my hands and things like that, that was put into my mind before I even stepped into the tattoo world. My parents sat me down, had that conversation like, hey son, you already know that you're a black man. We're already feared within this world. As you get older, as you become more and more of a man, you're then going to step into a new light as you add permanent ink within yourself because of the association tattoos has with it. And at the end of the day, I'm going to take whatever comes with tattooing myself because I have no regrets. I sit down and think about all of my tattoos in depth. I'm talking about really, really in depth. I sit and think about them, and then I go to my parents, I go to my friends. What you think about this? What you think about that? Also be careful. Some people will hate on your ideas, bro. That doesn't mean it's a bad idea. But some people will either be like, dang, that tattoo might look better on me. Let me tell him I don't like it so he won't get it. And then you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? I've had experiences like that. I've shown people certain tattoos and I was like, bro, I think this is really dope. I've told them the deep meaning behind it. And they're like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think it's the best. I'm like, copy. And then a couple months later, what happens? They pop out with a similar or the exact same idea I had, just change the color or something like that. So be careful who you tell your tattoo ideas to. But yeah, that's short and simple. That's the main reason why I got it, because of my creative expression. I love to create. I love to express myself in the most creative way, and I think this is one. Let me change locations. I need the sun. It's kind of cold with no shirt on. Give me a second. It's my very first tattoo, man. I remember the day of my 18th birthday. My parents already knew I wanted to get tattoos growing up, but the day of my 18th birthday, I had school too, and it was I got it on my right forearm, and it's actually a Bible scripture. It is Psalms 23-4 for the Christians that know this. And man, my 18th birthday, man, I remember getting it too. I woke up the day of my birthday. It was already pre-planned, but woke up the day of my birthday, and my dad was like, come on, I'm gonna take you to get a tattoo before we go to school. I'm like, what? I get to go to school on my birthday with a fresh tattoo. What's better than that for a kid in high school? So I'm like, bet, let's do it. I went to go see my dad's homeboy who's been doing tattoos 15 plus years. So I already knew that he was going to be an expert at, you know, bringing my vision I had of my tattoo onto my skin. So 18th birthday, I put on my birthday outfit I just bought. And then my dad took me to go get the tattoo, man. It was special, man, because I got to ditch school with my dad. I got to get, you know, birthday breakfast. And then as soon as I was done with my tattoo, he took me right to school. I think it was like halfway through lunch. I popped out at lunch. Everybody, happy birthday, bro. Oh, you got a tattoo? What? Oh, let me see it. It's dope. It's clean. So yeah, my head was definitely big on my 18th birthday. But yeah, it's my first tattoo was very special just because it was my birth into the tattoo world. And yeah, very special moment for me. Has to be a three-way tie between my hands and fingers. Boy, I'ma just say, beware if you get your hands and fingers. You might want to use some numbing cream. That might even not work. But it's a three-way tie between my hands as a whole, including my fingers, my stomach, my last name on my stomach, and the back of my leg, the calf area. When I tell you, the only one that has an edge at the top for most painful has to be the back of the calf area. I don't know what it is about this area, bruh. And what's crazy is saying that, the nipple part around the chest, that was, bruh. And then you're talking about your finger that has barely any flesh on it. It's mainly bone, so there's nothing supporting the needle. That's, you know, like most of these areas that have a lot of flesh, it doesn't hurt that bad. But the fingers, yeah, okay. And then the hand, the knuckle, and yeah, no, try again. But the back of the calf, for some reason, bro, to this day, I remember the experience vividly. I had to put my shirt in, I had to take my shirt off, put my shirt in my mouth, and literally bite my shirt, bro. It hurt that much to get the back of my leg down, bro. By far, my most painful one. Like I said, it's a three-way tie between my whole hands, including my fingers, my, like, the nipple area, my stomach, my upper stomach, and then the back of the calf. But just a little bit, the back of the calf comes in first place for sure. Is my entire neck. That is my most recent tattoo that I just gotten. And it took me a lot of confidence and courage to build up to be able to get my full neck tattoo. No, it wasn't in one session. It was actually in 3 different sessions. But getting my neck, man, was getting my neck was one of the most successful things I ever done, because like I said, I planned all my tattoos out. I literally strategically planned. I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into it and get the neck. And then I ended up getting my full neck. I started with the centerpiece, and then after I got the centerpiece, I let that heal for about a week. I went and got the left and the right side. Same session, let that heal for about a week, and then I went back for the last session. I got the back of my neck. And when I say, boy, I knew though it was going to be one of my most successful moves, just simply because of the industry that I work in. A lot of the people have neck tattoos, hand tattoos, and things like that. So I knew that at the end of the day, I'm gonna be happy with who I am. It's not gonna change how people look at me. At the end of the day, I don't give a because at the end of the day, I can't control how people perceive me, how people are gonna take my energy and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't change someone that always has looked at black men with neck tattoos as criminals or thugs or hooligans or anything like that. I can't change anyone's perspective of that. At the end of the day, all I can do is put my best foot forward out in the world, put my most positive energy and my most authentic energy out in the world. However people perceive or take me or want to judge me, look at me, anything like that, they can kiss the back. You know what I'm saying? So I can't control that. So that's why I don't stress. That's why I don't think. For me, the longest conceptual idea behind getting my neck tattoo was like, dang, how am I going to be perceived now? I never wanted to work in the corporate world, so I never had to worry about like, okay, I'm gonna miss out on certain jobs and opportunities for this. Because at the end of the day, I'm big on energy and I'm big on the divine source, and I'm big on believing that the universe and everything happens for a reason, just like I have it tattooed on me. But at the end of the day, what's meant for me will always find me, and what's not meant for me will never find me.
He ain't lying.
So at the end of the day, when I got my neck tattoos and my hand tattoos, my neck being my most recent, which we're talking about, I already had the mindset like, whatever's meant for me, the opportunities that come to me are meant for me. Whatever I miss because they look at me a certain way now because I have neck tattoos, then so be it. I can't control that. But at the end of the day, my neck is my most recent. In the middle, I have the throat chakra.
Bro, pause, bro.
Which comes from the Hindu or Hinduism belief. And chakras are different energy sources that we have within our entire body, you know what I'm saying? This is the throat chakra. We have a total of 7, if I'm not mistaken. You know, there's a sacral chakra, throat chakra. The list goes on. All you guys can do your research on this, but this chakra, your throat chakra, is responsible for how you speak, power of the tongue, speaking life or death upon yourself, speaking positivity or negativity upon yourself. That's why the reason I got the throat chakra right on the throat, you know what I'm saying, is because I wanted to be able to see this every day and remind myself, speak life upon yourself, bro. Speak positivity, bro. You are going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Force yourself to believe you're going to make it. Speak positivity upon your friends, your family. Stop talking bad about other people, because at the end of the day, when you talk crap about other people, the universe doesn't know that you're talking about somebody else. Your subconscious mind and the universe are all going to perceive it as you talking crap about yourself. So watch your words that you use, man. Be careful of your words. All right, on the left side, this might be wrong. On the left side, I have myself meditating with the sun. And this is a representation of the sun charging me up and being a part of the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is living with the sun. When the sun is up, that is when I'm outside, that is eating. A lot of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Muslims practice this. So eating with the sun and then resting with the moon. You know what I'm saying? So when the sun is its highest, which is usually around between 11 and 12:30, that is when I'm out and about. That is when I'm doing my grounding. I'm letting no shoes, no socks. My feet are touching the ground. And I'm allowing myself to be one with the universe, one with God's creation, and one with God, my highest being, my highest source, my highest self. And that is why I got the me sitting down meditating with the sun shining on me, is because I am powered by the sun. That is my energy. God is my strength. God is my power. But I also follow the circadian rhythm most of the time. But again, they just represents me being part of God's biggest creation, which is the universe. On the right side now, the clock melting into the hand, and it's actually a 24-hour clock. So after 12, you'll see it says 13, 14, and so on and so forth. So for me, that is a big representation of, again, being tied to myself, being self-aware that we have 24 hours in a day, which, you know, the time schedule is man-made at the end of the day. I hope y'all knew that. Do y'all research if y'all didn't know. Somebody came up with 24 hours being in the day, and, you know, 7 days a week, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, things like that. Do your research. But the reason I got the clock is because I don't believe in time. It is a man-made construct. I believe in just waking up with the sun, being alive, and breathing God's fresh air. And at the end of the day, I don't believe in time, because when you start to get your mind wrapped around time, you start to feel like you're running out of it. You know what I'm saying? Time is the one thing that we cannot control how much we use of, and we also don't know how much we have left. So what is the point of me worrying about how much time I have to be successful, how much time I have to be to achieve my goals, how much time I have to be to do this, to do that, when I can just release that control, release that restraint I want to have control of on the universe. And my time has to be now, man. I've been grinding, working. Bro, just release and flow with the universe, bro, and everything you desire, you put the work in, will come to you. And that is the representation behind why I got it. Now, the back of my neck, to complete my entire neck, says the kingdom of God is within me. kingdom of God is within me. And the reason I got that tattoo is because I am a big, huge believer of God. I am a man of God myself. And the reason I got that one is because at the end of the day, no one of any association of any religion can point to where the kingdom of God is or where God is located. You know, a lot of us talk about how it's located. He's in the churches and he's here, he's there, he's in Egypt and he's here and he's these different places. And at the end of the day, God is nowhere. He's in none of those places because at the end of the day, he is within us. We are God's ourselves and he is within us. Therefore, the kingdom of God is within ourselves. You can't go to any one place and no one can tell me any place that God is at. I can't pull up on God right now and be like, listen, God, I need to chop it up. I've been dealing with so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. Therefore, the kingdom of God is within us. There is no physical location of God. The physical location is within ourselves. And that completed my entire neck piece. And I absolutely love it. 10 out of 10. Least favorite tattoo. I feel like this is like the topic you guys have been waiting on. It's like, oh, finally, it's least favorite. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these people out here that get tattoos, they get a lot of BS tattoos. But again, it's subjective, bro. You get whatever you want on your body, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have religious beliefs or different constraints that are stopping you from getting tattoos, you're not missing out on anything. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own different beliefs and perspectives on the topic. So let's talk about my least favorite, which doesn't exist. I don't have a least favorite tattoo. I can honestly say that with confidence because, like I said in the beginning, I thoroughly thought about every single tattoo I have on my body. I have yet to put on my body a tattoo that I got just like, oh, I just wanted this tattoo. I have yet to do one of those. All of my tattoos have a deeper meaning, as you guys can see. It takes me 8 minutes to explain one part of my tattoos, but yeah, all of them have. All of my tattoos have deep meanings, and I don't have a least favorite at all. I love all of my tattoos. Now, my most favorite tattoo. Woo! This one was tricky, figuring out which one is my most favorite, but I'm probably going to say my most favorite tattoo is the quote at the top of my back, right under the back of my neck, which is a quote that I've heard from many different notable speakers and famous people and important faces in this entire universe, which is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that statement right there, I cannot express how much that statement, when I first discovered it a few years ago, has impacted my entire life. I am already a very structured and organized person, but again, as a man, as a leader, as a provider, you have to plan out not just your day, not just your week, not just anything you have going on, events, things like that, but plan out your life, bro. How do you see yourself? Really dive deep into your subconscious mind. How do you see yourself? Okay, I see myself doing this. I see myself doing that. And being able to plan out not just my life, my day, my week, and things like that, planning it out while also releasing the idea that I control everything. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen for me is going to happen by God's power. You should have a plan of how you want to live your life. What your dream house looks like, your dream car, things like that. Just putting the idea and the energy into telling God that, hey, God, this is what I desire to do. This is my plan for my life. I know you have a certain plan for me, but as long as my plans can exist and follow the man you want me to be or need me to be for my existence, then you've already stepped yourself forward in front of a whole, probably millions of other people that just live every day and go out there and hope on a wish that they achieve their goals or dreams, man. Create a plan, create a call to action, and achieve those goals and dreams, man, of what you have in your life. This life is up to you to create and achieve whatever you want, man. You can do it. Put your mind to it. Have a strong enough belief and faith in God. Anything is possible. Whew. I have a lot of creative tattoos. Wow. My most creative tattoo would more than likely be... The first thing that popped into my head, and that's the most authentic answer, is my left forearm, man. My left forearm is the power of prayer, and it has praying hands, it has a clock, and it has the quote, God's timing is perfect, with the word faith and discipline under it, and huge W-O-R-K, the word work right behind it. And this is simply because the power of prayer does not exist or work without you putting in the actual work to achieve what you are praying for. Quick example, if I have a test tomorrow and I haven't been studying at all for this test, but I know it's a huge test for me, and then I go in there on a prayer like, please, God, let me pass this test. And then you don't pass it, and then you're looking at God like, how you gonna let me fail the test, God? You never put in the credible work to be able to pass this test. You know what I'm saying? You have to put in the work behind your prayers. That is the only way God is going to provide whatever you are asking him for. Is one, if it aligns with the person he wants you to be, and two, if you actually put in the work and show him that you really want to achieve whatever it is that you're praying about. So let's get into the rest of my tattoos, guys. So behind both of my ears, if I'm not mistaken, on the left I have I am a God, and on the right I have COMOR. So let's start with the left, which is I am a God. This is probably my most controversial tattoo, just because people see it and they'll immediately think like, this guy thinks he's a God? Is that blasphemy? He thinks he's the... Correction, I never said I am the God. I never said I am the God, but I said I am a God. And my reasoning behind why I got that tattoo, because how am I not my Father's son? How am I not a mere example of my Father's creation and his projection and vision of what he wanted me to be in this reality? That is why I am a God myself, because at the end of the day, I relate myself to my highest calling and my highest being, which is a God. I am never going to claim to be the God, but I am a God upon this earth. And at the end of the day, you don't have to believe what I believe in. That's what I believe I am. I'm not trying to turn this into a controversial video or a religious video or anything like that, but again, I'm just expressing my perspective and my beliefs. So behind the right ear, I have COMOR, which is creator of my own reality. And the reason I got that one is because we are the creators of our own reality. Easiest analogy I can give to this example to make it quick and simple is think about Grand Theft Auto, one of the most played games there is to ever exist. Probably one of the most popular games there is to ever exist. On Grand Theft Auto, you have two modes. You have story mode, which you get to play as the default characters of the game that they put in the game, which is Franklin, Trevor, and who's the other guy? Martin or something like that? I forgot his name, but those are the three characters that you get to play as, that the game created you to solely be, only them. And then you also have online mode. Online mode is where you get to be whatever you want. You can be a drug dealer, you can be a CEO, you can be whatever you want. It's up to you to create that, whoever that wants to be. You can have whatever cars you want. You can have whatever dream house you want, whatever you want, whatever dream job. You can own different restaurants, own different businesses, whatever you want. So those two different modes. Story mode, follow me. Story mode, you have to be whoever this game wants you to be. Online mode, you can be whatever you want. That is why I relate to creating your own reality into GTAs, because when you first start the game, you gotta level up, right? You gotta play as one of the default characters that the games make you play as, and then you have to do these different missions, and you have to go out there, earn a certain amount of money, and then rank up. As you rank up in life, you then get more freedom, aka your perspective on life changes, your frequency grows. Now that you've unlocked to level whatever it is on GTA that they let you unlock to switch to online mode, now you get the freedom to create the exact person, the exact reality that you want. That's the easiest analogy I can relate to my tattoo creative, my own reality, is because just like GTA, us humans are here. You are either in story mode, which means your subconscious level, your frequency energy is very low. You're of this world, and you believe these worldly things. You are a worldly being. You haven't raised your conscious level yet that you are the creator of your own reality. So that means that you do and abide by whatever the world says you need to do to be successful. Instead of what you can do and should do is go online mode, be the creator of your own world, and believe that you can do whatever in this world that you want to do. You put your mind to it, you have a strong belief system and faith system, not just within God, but within yourself, which is within God because you are God yourself. Then I can go create whatever reality I want. I can get the dream house, I can get the dream car, I can get the dream job, so on and so forth. Create your own reality, stop waiting on it, go out there and achieve your goals and dreams, man. In front of my ears, on my left side, I have me versus me. And, whew, man, that is probably one of the most relatable, inspirational, and hard-hitting quotes that you are gonna ever see in this world, because a lot of people compare themselves, they compete with other people, instead of looking at that person that you see directly in the mirror. Who is this person in the mirror? Am I happy with this person in the mirror today? If I'm not, how can I make the correct changes? If I am, great, let's keep on going in that right direction. But at the end of the day, you are not against your friends, your peers, anything like that. You're not comparing your life to them, because comparison is a thief of joy. Stop comparing your blessings and be grateful for what you have in your life. At the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, it is only you versus you. You are only competing with your old self. You're not competing with someone else. You're not competing with anyone within your vicinity, your family, friends, nothing like that. You're only competing with yourself, because you only want to be the best self for you first, and then for those around you that you love and care for. You versus you, me versus me. Lock in, y'all. On the right side, I have 444, angel numbers 444. The reason I got those are because those were the first angel numbers that I started seeing once I realized that I'm the creator of my own reality. I got on a different frequency. God started showing me different things. I started to think higher, believe higher, look at things differently. I started seeing angel numbers. I didn't always used to see them, but once I became curious about how I can create my own reality and be the dream man that I see myself as, but most importantly, the man God needs me to be, that's when he started putting his omens in me, which are just signs that God relates you to, that either are here for guidance, he's sending you angel numbers for guidance, or, there's a lot of different reasons behind the angel numbers. So the reason I got 444 again is because those are the ones I started seeing first when I started to raise my conscious and my frequency. Moving on to my chest. This is a straight depiction of born and raised in South Central LA, man. And this was my second tattoo, actually. I had to do one for the culture, for the city, man. I'm beyond grateful to be from California, but most importantly, South Central LA. The struggles I've been through, the trials and tribulations I've been through have made me the man I am today. And what better way to show my love than in a tattoo dedicated to the lovely city of Los Angeles, California. But most importantly, the hood where I came from, South Central LA. I was born and raised on 48th and 2nd Ave. That's why you see the 48th and 2nd Ave on my chest. I also have the TMC logo because Nipsey was also an important community leader for those in the Crenshaw district, which is another word for the area I was born and raised in. And that's why I got the TMC flag. I have palm trees, of course. As you know, California is surrounded by palm trees in only certain areas, of course, but palm trees run rampant in California. I also have the word California there, and it's supposed to represent the city, and that's why I have the sun with the stars and the night sky, California. And I also have downtown LA in the background, the big building, the US Bank building. And I also have my birth year under it. I am a 90s baby, 1998. And and then flowing right under that is actually my last name. And remember, this was also one of my most painful tattoos, if you missed that part. And to me, the reason I got it here is because I wanted to be different. That is one of the things I'm passionate about, is being different. I don't want to be like everyone else in different aspects of my life. Now, of course, certain things are inevitable. You're going to have something that somebody else does. So be it. Add your own creative spin to it. But the reason I got my last name in front instead of on my back is because 90% of people I see get their last name, they either get it forearm or they get it on their back. Those are the top two places I always see. But I didn't see that many people with it on their stomach, let alone flowing right under a chest piece that they had. So that was the main reason that I got it. I'm more than likely gonna add something to like the middle of it or under it or around it, something like that soon. But what's next is the left side of my ribs, which is the word perseverance. And the P, I know it doesn't look like a P, but it's actually a cancer ribbon, and it has two people that passed away that were very close to me, very, very close to me, which is my aunt and my grandmother, which I call her my Nana. That's why you see Auntie Bev and Nana on there. Those are the two people that played a major, major role in my success and my mindset shift and how I look at the world and things like that. And it was only right that I get a tattoo dedicated to them. And I love the tattoo, man. It goes all the way down to right under where my short liner is. And summertime. Yeah, you'll see it summertime. But yeah, I love it, man. It's one of my favorite tattoos for sure. But almost all of my tattoos are my favorite tattoos, which I think is great for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I love all the work that I have, and I love every tattoo artist that I've been to that's been able to contribute and add to the vision that I have for my own tattoo ink, and then they take it to the next level. Moving on to around my collarbone. As you can see, I have 4 words, 4 P's that I follow by in my life, non-negotiable. I have positivity, peace, progression, and prosperity. Those are the 4 P's that I follow by within my life. And at the end of the day, they all play a major role within my life. You have to be positive on a day-to-day basis, bro. I'm not saying positivity is a cure-all to all of your issues, but at the end of the day, the best approach you can have to life is a positive approach to life. Saying that, why are things working for me instead of why are things happening to me? You know what I'm saying? Be the controller of your reality. Be as positive as you can. Next, I have peace. Peace, love, and happiness, bro. At the end of the day, peace is simple, straightforward. It's the word peace, bro. I just want peace in my life. I don't want to have to overthink about certain situations or things. I just want overall peace and tranquility in my life. Prosperity. To me, prosperity is being able to elevate in your life while also bringing others up. Energetically, therefore, it is. So being able to be happy and at peace and positive and prosperous within my own life is going to help me prosper up. Therefore, I'm going to naturally bring those up with me without having to bridge the gap, reach down, drain my positive energy to them. And you know what I'm saying? That's going to only drain your energy if you try to bring your positivity energy down and your prosperous energy and then bring the negative ones up. The ones on your frequency and energy level are going to overstand and understand what you're saying, and the ones that are not are going to exist on their frequency. That's just how it is. And then the last P is progression. If you're not progressing and growing in life, then what are you doing? If you're not looking to grow and progress in any or all the aspects of your life, then what are we doing here? Why are we not trying to get better? Why are we not trying to grow? Why are we not trying to get to those things that we want to achieve? You have to get rid of the old you, which is your comfortable zone, and walk into this new version of yourself. It's going to be uncomfortable, but that's what you want to make progress, because what doesn't challenge you isn't going to grow you. Moving on to, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Let me grab my shirt. We're just going to move indoors. Let me change locations again. Give me a second. Back. Now that we're indoors and got some heat, let's get back into the video. My right arm now, I'm going to go ahead and explain my hand tattoo. So my right one, I have a gorilla, which is like my spirit animal, and my left hand, I have the crown, king crown, and the word chosen under it, which relates to me feeling like I am a chosen one within my family. One of the men in my family to be to create generational wealth, to break the generational curses, things like that, along with some of my other brothers. And then above it, I have my initials, BCB, pretty self-explanatory. On my right arm, I have the word king, which goes into the outside of my arm, which says lion-hearted, and has 2 lions fighting above it, the jungle, the sun, giraffes, birds, and actually a lion claw scratching my arm on the under part of my outside of my right arm. And that one is related to my dad, who has been through many different trials and tribulations and struggles just like myself. And to see him still standing 10 toes, being a strong man and example that he is for me and all of my brothers, it lets me know that I relate to him as like the most feared in the wild, which to me is a lion. And yeah, that's why it was like a dedication to my pops, man. And then going up my right arm, I have the area code 323, you know, LA baby, you know what I mean? And then I also have the word West Coast, with the W being your hand making the W. So your hand is making the W, which starts the W on the West Coast. I also have on the outside the LA symbol with the word the district on the inside. So born and raised in South Central LA, but more specific in the Crenshaw district where I was born and raised. And then I also have a tattoo that I got with 3 of my best friends who I consider my brothers. I got the word loyalty means family, but it's also, well, I got the saying loyalty means family, but we abbreviate it into LMF. So I got the word, I got L, M, and F, and then inside of each letter is the spelling of each word. And it's definitely one of my most favorite tattoos and most meaningful. And I'm still friends with those dudes to this day. My best friends, man. We locked in for life for sure. And then above that, on my shoulder, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, with the football in the middle. For you guys that don't know, I am a professional football player. I've been playing football since the age of 6. I started straight into tackle, Pop Warner, high school, college, graduated, got my degree, went straight into being an NFL free agent, and currently still an NFL free agent, with going to different teams and having attendance at multiple different mini camps and things like that. I am still patiently working and attracting, as I consider it, the right contract and opportunity for me, so therefore I can continue to play football, which is, my favorite sport to play, man. I truly enjoy the game and everything it's done for me, the man has turned me into. And then on the back of my arm, I have a Greek god holding up the world with a crown over it. And this represents to me how I am with my family. I would hold up the world for my family. That truly shows me that the family, but some family can be very toxic, but I would hold up the world and take care of everyone's problems as long as they love and support me. Now, I don't want you to think it's contingent upon me taking care of them, but the reason I got the Greek god with holding up the world with the crown over it, because that's how I feel about the family that truly loves and cares for me and that I love, is that I would go to the ends of the earth. I would hold up the world for them just to make sure that everyone in my family is taken care of and good. That concludes pretty much my right arm. You already know about the scripture, which is my first tattoo. And then going on to my left arm, you already know about the inside list arm too, which was my most creative tattoo. On the outside, I already told you my initials, DCB. And then on the outside of my left arm, I have this tattoo, which represents my life path number. It is a big spiritual relation with me as to why I have this number 7. And I have me walking up the stairs to the number 7, and I also have 4 different words that describe me. And finding out what your life path number is, you can Google this as well. I believe all you do is add up all of your birth numbers, because there's also a life path number, there's a destiny number, and there's a soul number. You guys can do your research and look all these up as well. But this was a very meaningful tattoo for me, because this was also my sign of me raising my conscious level and being more enlightened with who I am and what I put out into the universe. And moving up to that, I have the all money in symbol with the LAPD helicopter shining on it. Big representation of where I'm from, born and raised, South Central LA, Crenshaw District. And like I said, Nipsey Hussle was a big community leader, and where I grew up at in the Crenshaw District. And I wanted to pay my homage to him by getting the all money in symbol tattooed on me. Right next to it is the 3 monkeys that I have, and this is the infamous quote, what is it, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Instead of me getting that I see all over everyone and all over the internet, I was like, how can I switch it, be different, and a little more creative? I was like, you know what? Let me switch the word evil. Let me switch it to no negativity. So instead of see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, I have hear no negativity, speak no negativity, and see no negativity, which all goes into, like I explained earlier, the throat chakra, speaking life and death upon yourself, reminding myself, stay positive. At the end of the day, I've never seen anything wrong with being 100% positive. For some reason, people think that there's something wrong with being 100% positive, that you're just like on this cloud of like, la, 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 nothing matters. And it's not like that at all. I think there's an approach to it, because all of us humans still are challenged by those negative thoughts that come into our mindset that the devil wants to put into you. Or I don't even like to give the devil power. I'm going to call that resistance. The resistance that comes into you will either test your faith or it will break you. So that is why I got negativity. And then above that, which is more than likely my most important piece, is all of my it is a piece which represents the brotherhood that I have with all of my blood brothers. And the big angel one represents my brother that passed away before I was born. And he's holding up different shoes, kind of like, relate to LA. When you think of LA, people really from LA, and you go into the hoods, you see a whole bunch of shoes on telephone poles. And I always thought that was really cool. So you know what I got? I got my brother that passed away as the angel, and I have both of his arms out and their shoelaces around his arms like the telephone pole I just explained. And the laces are going to shoes, which are Chuck Taylor's, which are one of the most prominent shoes that represents LA. And he's holding both of them up, and under each shoe I have each of my brother's names. And we're all from LA, so I was like, you know what, this is a perfect tattoo to represent my brothers and our upbringing and things like that. And then I have the initials of MBK above it, which stands for my brother's keeper, which pretty much is self-explanatory. Moving on to my back now. At the top of my back, I have the quote, "If you fail to plan, you plan to fail," which I explained earlier in the video. Under that, I have the number one, and inside the number one, it says one of one, because at the end of the day, God only created one of me. He didn't create other clones of me. There is only one of me. So I love how that just fits into my back. And then around it, I have the quote, "Remember who you wanted to be," and then, remember who you wanted to be, and then in different colors in that same quote, it's highlighted, "Be who you want to be." And it's just a reminder of being the man that I always saw myself as a kid. You know, it makes me think about when I was a kid, and I always talked about as a kid, like, who I want to be when I grow up, who was that man? And at the end of the day, the reason I have it highlighted in black, "Be who you want to be," am I representing my inner child? And am I also showing up in this world today as the man I see myself as, and my kid version, my inner child sees myself as? And then around that I have, you know, some clouds, and then under that towards the left, I have a flying blimp, and it has the word manifesto. Blimp would be the world is yours in it and things like that, but I wanted it to be different, which is why I got the word manifest, which I'm a big believer of manifesting whatever you desire in this world by putting the work behind it, by believing it's already yours. You have to exist on a frequency and an energy level that you believe that whatever you want to achieve is already yours. That is how you attract and manifest whatever you desire in this life. And make sure you are putting the right energy and work into achieving said goals. In the middle of that, I have a levitating cross, which is kind of 3D, which is lovely. It's probably one of my favorite piece on my back. And then it ties into the 217 Metro bus, and it's the bus that I took, literally most of my childhood to youth ages, like high school and things like that. And it just relates to me spending time within that part of the city and the different places that the bus goes. I thought it was super dope to add that to it. Plus, I've never seen a bus tattooed anyone. I thought it was really cool as it ties into, you know, representation of where I'm from and things like that. And then above that, on the right side, I have a heart, which is outlined in red, and it says, "It is what it is." And the reason I have that one is because, for the most part, that is my mindset. I can only control what I can control, and I can't spend my energy and time thinking about what other people, you know, like I said previously, think of you or how they're going to perceive you and your energy and things like that. Like most of the time, I just have that like nonchalant, cool, chill, like, it is what it is, bro. Like, I'm not going to put too much energy into thinking about, you know, the bad or anything like that, bro. It is what it is, bro. You know, you put your best foot forward, you deal with it, you man up to it. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Let's move on. So that's the approach that I have with life. That's gonna conclude my back, and then moving on to, I believe that's everything upper body. I don't believe I'm missing anything. I got the side of my face, neck, back, chest, everything. So let's go on to the last part that I have tattooed, which is my leg. I have a sleeve from my kneecap all the way down to my ankle. On the inner part of my leg, I'll start at the bottom. I have my earth sign, which is an Aries, and I have some red flames over it. Self-explanatory, I am an Aries. I was born March 31st, and I am a fire sign, which is why I have fire over it. Then I have, above it, I have a heart, which is made from barbed wire, and it has the word self-love into it, which is, and it's also, it's dripping blood. And the reason I got self-love with the barbed wire heart around it is because sometimes self-love is represented as selfish or dangerous, and it can be depicted as like, oh, you're being selfish, why are you loving yourself? You know you need to love your friends, your family, but it's like, when am I ever going to pour it into myself? That is why I have the barbed wire around it, because you touch a barbed wire, it can hurt. You will end up hurting some other people as you love yourself, bro. You have to love yourself. At the end of the day, when are you ever going to give yourself time to really know yourself? Have that self-dialogue. Ask yourself, what do you really like, what do you really don't like? What do you want within this experience that we're having before God calls us home? And how can you love yourself more? So that's why I have, the self-love with the barbed wire heart around it. It's definitely one of probably my favorite tattoos on my leg. And then moving above that, I have the tree of growth. I have the angel numbers 333, which represent growth, and I have some leaves falling off of it. And the reason the leaves are falling off of it because those are the dead weight of people that we are going to end up dropping as we elevate. The tree is growing bigger and bigger and bigger every day. As I grow more and more and more, you're going to naturally leave people behind. That's just the natural act of how things go in life. Not everybody can come on your journey to success, and you cannot try to bridge the gap and pull people up with you. You have to show them, and you have to allow them to stay where they're at as you continue to grow. If they can't meet you at your frequency, bro, leave them behind, because at the end of the day, you're only using your own positive energy to bring the negative energy up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everyone is negative, but at the end of the day, everyone doesn't have the same perspective. That's just the reality of it. If someone within your camp or your circle doesn't have a similar or same perspective with you, they're not going to have the same energy as you, and in turn, you're going to feel that cancerous person end up bringing you down, bringing your energy down. That's not what you want on your journey to success. I also have the word growth spelled out within on the leaves of the tree, and I think that was super dope how I did that, because you can't really see it, but you gotta find the GROWTH around it. And like I said, it's the tree of life, the tree of growth that represents growth. Starting off as low, because I heard a famous quote the other day. Is at the end of the day, growth is best explained by a tree. The tree does not hang around with the grass. We all started at the same level. The tree started from the stalk, you know what I'm saying? And then not started from the stalk, but the tree was close to the ground in the grass as a stalk. And then what happened to the tree? The grass and the tree grew. The grass stopped at a certain level, but the tree kept going. The tree kept going, the tree keeps going. The tree is still going to this day. So I can't hang around with the grass. And that's the best analogy I can do with that. So moving on to the, I don't really have anything in the middle of my leg. Everything is like side to side or back. So moving on to the outside of my leg, I have at the top the angel numbers 222 with wings around it. Like I said, I'm big on angel numbers. I'm big on, raising your conscious level, big on relationship with God and how He sends you omens and signs to let you know that you're on the right path. You need a little more of this, you need a little more of that, you need to relax on this. Every different angel number has different meanings, and every time I get an angel number tatted, it is because that I saw that angel number at a time when I really needed it. When I first got my angel number 444 on the side of my face, I was seeing it at the time because I needed more and more guidance within my life. He was guiding me at the time. Now He got me on that path. I then saw, what was I seeing? I was seeing 3. I believe I was seeing 333 first before I saw 222. And again, I was seeing all these different angel numbers at different periods of my life. I was seeing 333 when my mindset needed to grow and change the most in order for me to grow and change as a person, as a human being, which is why I got the 333 with the growth tree. And then 222 is, if I'm not mistaken, being present in the real time, being present within this world, and knowing that everything happens for a reason and everything is happening for you, not to you, by the divine source. And that's why right under the 222 with angel wings, I have the quote, everything happens for a reason. I am not a believer personally that coincidences are happening, because timing and existence is created by the divine source, God. So all that like, oh, that was a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. That's just my belief. I'm never going to try to put my beliefs on anyone else. That's not me at all. But I know a lot of people like that, but that's not me at all. Moving on to the right under that, I have a dove. And the reason you'll notice most of the birds I have on me are doves, but I have a lot of birds on me, is just because birds to me represent freedom. Being able to go and come whenever they please, fly through the wind, exist and just be one with nature and the sun and things like that. That is why I love birds, so that is why you'll see some birds tattooed on me. Moving to the back of my leg, you'll see at the bottom, starting from the bottom, I have my birthday, 0331 on the back of my leg. That one actually didn't hurt that bad. And then on the back of the calf muscle, which takes up my entire calf to the back of my kneecap, is a dedication, is me paying homage to Kaepernick. And he's actually on a knee on my tattoo. And to me, the reason I got the tattoo of Kaepernick was because the famous quote that I've heard a long time ago, which to me describes him within the whole, is as a man or as anyone, you either stand for something or fall for anything. And Kaepernick putting his own career, his own life, his own image on the line to stand for black rights and empowerment says a lot, because no matter what, he decided to reap whatever repercussions came with it, rather he lost his career, rather he lost friends, family, whatever it may be. That's what comes with him standing on what he stood on, because at the end of the day, you know who he gained? He gained himself, and that's all that matters. And again, you either stand for something or fall for anything, which is why I got that one. And I believe that's all of my tattoos, man. I'm not even gonna lie, when I was younger, bro, I did not see myself being this tattooed up at all. I never was, I didn't start thinking about tattoos until I was probably about like maybe 12, 13, maybe 14. I think once I got into high school, you get to high school and then you see how everyone else is tattooed, and then you already have that inspiration. Like I said, for me, the inspiration was my family, you know, mom's tattoos, dad, brothers, cousins, friends, things like that. And I liked the whole aesthetic and how it can easily change your appearance. And that's why I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and get some tattoos. But most everyone that I knew before I got tattoos like that, make sure you get meaningful ones. Make sure that if you do have those spur of the moment tattoos, at the end of the day, don't get anything that you regret later. And as of now, I don't think that I will have any tattoos that I regret, because I'm a very thorough person. I think about each and every tattoo very thoroughly, sit on it, pray on it, talk to my family about it, friends about it. And remember what I said, be careful when you show. There's some secret haters out there. And I think on all of my tattoos before I get that, this is permanent ink. You know what I'm saying? I don't plan on getting any of these removed. I would rather deal with a tattoo that I don't like on me instead of me going through that treatment and that laser. And I'm not doing all that. So think about your tattoos before you get them. Last but not least, we're gonna wrap it up by giving you the conclusion, which is, are tattoos for you and should you get them? I believe that tattoos can be for any and everyone. Like I said, for me in the beginning of the video, the reason I got tattoos and still are getting them is because I love to creatively express myself. I love to create art, and I love to visually put my perspectives and my beliefs and how I feel on my body, so that when you see me, you see what I believe in, you see where I've come from. My tattoos tell a story. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best part about having tattoos, is that you can make them tell a story about who you are, your perspective, your beliefs, so on and so forth. But are they for you? I believe if you don't have any type of like religious constraints or anything like that, like I said, I am Christian and spiritual. So I know most religions, I think all religions, you're supposed to give God your body back as it came. You came into this world with no ink, and now you're giving God back this flesh vessel, you know what I'm saying, with tattoos. Now to me, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is my flesh is not going to leave anywhere once I pass on. You know what I'm saying? So that perspective to me doesn't exist in my reality, because this flesh is going to stay of this world. My spirit and my soul was able to have a vision of who I see myself as that continues to grow every day. And then I created this version of myself by getting these tattoos, because I want to put out the best creation of this flesh body I have. And once this flesh is, I've ran it through the ground and everything, and now it's going to stay here, my spirit and my soul will then move on to something else, right? That's another planet, right? That's, I don't know, maybe I'll show up as an animal in the next life or something like that. I don't know. No one knows because no one has been there to tell and come back and tell us. So, therefore, that's my perspective on it. I believe if you don't have any religious restraints and you want a way that you can creatively express yourself, you love the way they look, I would say, man, go for it, man. Don't be afraid to get any tattoos, bruh. Now, when we're talking about areas that you can't conceal for the most part, such as the front of your face, your neck, and your hands, and things like that, I would say tread lightly with that. Like I said, I used to be big on like, I would never tattoo my face, I would never tattoo my neck, I would never tattoo my hands. That was literally me probably 6 years ago. And now I have the side of my face, that's as far as I'm going on the face. I'm never gonna go in front. I'm not going to my face anymore, I just have the side. I have a full neck which goes up to my face, which surrounds my jawline, full neck, and then I have both my hands. So seeing myself with all of these tattoos now is very, very surreal for me. But I say go for it, man. If you're one that already doesn't care about how other people perceive you, and you have no job restraints as well, like you're not, looking forward to having a corporate job to where your image is everything. Your image is everything as it is, but in the corporate world, they are really, really strict on tattoos, especially tattoos that you cannot conceal on an everyday basis, such as your neck and your hands or your face or anything like that. Then of course, if like you have a dream job that's there and it's between getting a dream job and getting tattoos, bro, go for your dream job, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe if you have a career change, you want to change it up, I would say do that. But if you're that person that gives no Fs, you don't care what other people think or perceive about you, you can't control that at the end of the day. And you also don't want to work in the corporate world, or your career doesn't care about having tattoos. I would say full send, go crazy, get tattoos, bro. You'll look 10 times better. On top of you going to the gym, eating right, things like that, like somebody with a nice body and then they added tattoos on it. To me, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10.
Bro, pause, bro.
Man, I'm talking about women. Chill out, I'm talking about women. But for the fellas out there, man, get yourself in the gym, bro. Eat right, get your body right, and then add some tattoos on top, bro. I promise you, your rating scale of this world will go up, bro. If you were a 4 before, you got in shape, got you some tattoos, and you're definitely gonna boost up to probably a 7, depending on your personality, depending on if you can, do the things that a man's supposed to do, provide and protect and lead and things like that. Bro, you're going to elevate, bro. I promise you. And you're going to think about yourself in a more positive way because you actually took that risk. To me, the biggest risk for tattoos was getting my neck tattoo and my hands. Initially, I started caring way too much about what other people thought about me. Back in the day, I let go of that thought process and resistance because I can't control what they're thinking about me. I'm already a black man. I'm muscular. 6 feet. I'm pretty tall. To me, that's pretty tall. I'm pretty tall. I'm tattooed from head to toe. Like, even if I didn't have any tattoos, bro, they're going to judge me and look at me a certain way based on my skin color. So I might as well do whatever I want in this life. Whether I was any other race or not, I would still have that thought process outside of the race, of course. But whether I was any other race, bro, they're gonna think of whatever they want to about you, bro. So get whatever tattoos you want, bro. Don't let tattoos be the thing that holds you back from really having a creative expression. So I feel like tattoos are for everyone. And tattoos go even deeper. They have a lot of tribal meanings to them and spiritual meanings to them as well. So be careful what you tattoo on you, bro. To me, I'm not a big fan of like anything demonic or anything negative. I'm never going to tattoo on me because at the end of the day, like I said, words are powerful. You're going to end up reading those words on you. And then you're putting this on your flesh. So then you're putting that energy out into the world. These are not just tattoos of the flesh, but they're also spiritual meanings as well. So be careful what you tattoo. But that's gonna pretty much conclude this tattoo tour, man. I appreciate y'all watching, man. This is Kinglonnn Vlogs. If you are new here, thank you for watching this video on my lifestyle channel. Content posted every week. I appreciate y'all for locking in this far. I pray I inspire some of y'all to get the tattoo that you've been really pondering and thinking upon. If you don't have any tattoos, I pray I inspired you to go get your first tattoo, man. And if you are against tattoos, I hope that you just like this video and like how all of my tattoos have a deep meaning and things like that. And it's all love on this end. If you're someone that is pro tattoos or against tattoos, it's not going to change my perspective of you or how I like tattoos. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Kinglonnn, Kinglo with 3 N's, and follow me on TikTok as well. That is where you will find me most active. It's on TikTok. I go live almost every day there, giving positive advice. I'm building a positive community as well, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on TikTok at Kinglonnn with the number 7, same as my Instagram. You can also find it in my Instagram bio. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and until the next video. Peace, love, and happiness. See y'all in the next.